You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. We are going to talk about Tim Tebow, and we are also going to talk about one of the better young tight ends in all of football, a guy who actually made a position change just like Tim Tebow did. However, we have to acknowledge a couple of things. One, he's 5 years younger than Tim Tebow. And two, he was playing wide receiver, which, at least from a ball-catching standpoint, is probably a little different than going from quarterback over to tight end. Very quickly, make sure you go over and subscribe to the Black and White Sports Podcast. It is growing daily. We appreciate everybody that has subscribed to that podcast. It is amazing what we have done in the last 3 or 4 weeks. We have basically increased our listens on there by about 10 times. So we appreciate all the subscribers to Black and White Live, Black and White Sports on YouTube, and of course on our podcast, and it is available everywhere that podcasts are available. So let's look at this. Darren Waller, who is a tight end for the Las Vegas Raiders, come out and made some comments about the fact that he'd like to mentor or at least give some help to Tim Tebow. And really, I think it's kind of refreshing seeing, after all the hate that Tim Tebow has taken, it's refreshing to see somebody step up and want to help Tim Tebow as opposed to want to try to drag him down. We've seen a lot of that. I mean, we saw a lot of things when Tebow first came back, a lot of really repugnant behavior out of some folks, especially in the sports debate world. A lot of people like Shannon Sharp was taking shots at Tim Tebow. Chris Sims was taking shots at Tim Tebow. A lot of people trying to drag in white privilege into this. This isn't black and white sports, but and we tend to stick a little bit more to sports on Black and White Live, but you get the point. Pretty crazy what Tim Tebow's dealt with. Las Vegas Raiders superstar Darren Waller is easily one of the best tight ends in football. And when it comes to newest tight ends in the NFL, Tim Tebow of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Waller said he'd be willing to help him out. Now, in case you're wondering, the last 2 seasons, 2019, he had 90 catches, 1,145 yards, 3 touchdowns for the Raiders. Last year, 107 catches, 1,196 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So Darren Waller is absolutely killing it out in Las Vegas. And it's, John Gruden takes a lot of crap. His defense is absolutely horrid with the Raiders. But what I can give Gruden credit for is his offense still works in the NFL. It does. Whether anybody likes to acknowledge that or not, the one side of the ball that he does know, let's face it, he drafted the running back out of Alabama. He's made Darren Waller into a full-blown stud, and Derek Carr has looked really good under John Gruden. Waller told TMZ Sports during a recent interview that he wants to serve as a mentor to Tebow, who is attempting to make his return to the NFL after not playing in a regular season game since 2012. He was on some practice squads, by the way. Eagles and Patriots. Maybe not practice squads. He was in the training camps anyway. Quote, "If he thinks he can learn from me," Waller told TMZ, "then I'd love to help him and help him make his transition smoother." Waller can relate to Tim Tebow when it comes to changing positions. He began his NFL career as a wide receiver. I tried to find any information I could from watching guys play or asking people when I moved. So I'd love to continue to pass that on and help him be a better player. It goes on to talk about the fact that Tim Tebow played in 35 games in the NFL. Of course, he had that one huge playoff victory against the Broncos, in which I almost broke furniture leaping off the couch. Waller went on to say, football is in his blood, so I feel like he'll find a way. He'll find a way. He's physical, he's athletic, so I wish nothing but the best for him going forward. Look, I think that's something we need to see a little bit more out of players when it comes to Tim Tebow and when it comes to relationships between players anyway, especially with opposing teams. If somebody like Tim Tebow makes a comeback, that shouldn't be so controversial. But we know Tim Tebow is a target from the media, and of course, and some players ran their mouth. Devin Bush of the University of Michigan, I made a video on Black and White Sports about the fact that he flat come out and said on Twitter he was going to knock Tim Tebow out if he had a chance, put him to sleep, which is something I'm sure Roger Goodell is gonna watch during the season, I hope. Right? You can't be targeting players. You can't be saying out loud that you're going to hurt another player or knock them out while the league is trying to lobby those things out of the league because of CTE and concussions. He come right out and made a bona fide threat to Tim Tebow. So that's the kind of thing that Tebow's dealt with. Now, Urban Meyer, most recently and notably, came right out and said that Tim Tebow, it's going to be a tough go, okay? I've read articles, we've done videos where many people that have been at the mini camps have said there's times Tim Tebow looks good. He looks the part. And there's other times he's having to really work on some things. So I've said before, I'll say it again, Tim Tebow is a long shot, I think. But I think he was brought in for a lot of different reasons, and one of them is very much a business move. Okay, Jacksonville, that area. He played for the Florida Gators. He was 2007 Heisman winner. There were just some real, true financial benefits for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was a no-brainer from a business standpoint. And Tebow went on. He's already got the top 5 selling pieces of merchandise in the NFL. So from a business standpoint, it was brilliant. They took a lot of heat because they said, well, that's going to take a spot away from a guy that's already a tight end. Well, Darren Waller is an example of somebody that a chance was taken on during a position switch. And look what would have happened if the Raiders would have said, well, you know what? I'm sure there's a 5th or 6th tight end, a 4th tight end out there that has been playing tight end. We'll just let this Waller kid go and not give him any play. Well, he's turned into one of the best tight ends in football because they gave him a chance. Do I see that for Tim Tebow? No. I've said if he makes the team, he's going to be a Swiss Army knife kind of player. He's going to be a fullback. He's going to be a tight end. He's going to do some blocking. He's going to do some goal line touchdown action. And I've acknowledged the fact that, plain and simple, he takes heat. He takes media attention off of the number 1 overall draft pick, Trevor Lawrence, which, in my opinion, is a brilliant move by Urban Meyer, who I almost made a video on yesterday because he's taking some heat right now from Paul Feinbaum. Good God. I like Paul Feinbaum, but he hates him, some former Big Ten coaches, let me tell you. Jim Harbaugh and Urban Meyer, Paul Feinbaum loathes them. And hell, for all the faults that Jim Harbaugh has, he's a hell of a football coach. As a 49ers fan, don't let anybody kid you about Jim Harbaugh. That son of a bitch can coach up a football team in a minute. But he's having trouble getting quarterbacks at Michigan. But that's neither here nor there, and that's a side note and a tangent. So anyway, I like to see this. I like the fact that Waller, instead of being venomous, instead of having animosity, Darren Waller has reached his hand out to Tim Tebow and said, look, I made a transition. I'm here to help you. If you need some help, let me know, and I'll work with you. Pretty damn good. pretty good at breaking narratives involving Tim Tebow out there. And at some point, people just got to realize Tim Tebow is the epitome of drive. He wants to try to succeed athletically. He works his ass off. Whether he's going to be successful or not, we don't know. But it's not for a lack of damn effort. Okay, and I appreciate somebody that's willing to get out and work hard and show a blue-collar work ethic like Tim Tebow. Of course, I've said before, and I'll say it again, never lose sight of the fact that Tim Tebow takes a lot of heat because he is a straight Christian white male. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. If you're new to the podcast, hit subscribe. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.